There are people in your life right now who are threatened by you. Not strangers, not enemies. People who smile at you, people who call you friend, people who sit next to you at work, at dinner, in meetings. And you have no idea. Because threatened people don't announce it. They don't say it out loud. They don't confront you. That would require admitting something they can barely admit to themselves. Instead, they do something far more dangerous. They hide it. They disguise it. They wrap their threat in helpfulness, in humor, in concern. They make themselves look supportive while quietly making sure you don't go too far. And you keep wondering why certain people make you feel heavy, why certain rooms feel strange when you walk in, why certain people who claim to want the best for you somehow always appear when things go wrong and disappear when things go right. That's not accident. That's not coincidence. That's a threatened person doing what threatened people always do. Operating in silence. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He wrote that the most dangerous enemy is not the one who attacks you openly, it's the one who smiles at your face while quietly removing the ground beneath your feet. I'm going to show you 7 signs, and the 7th sign is the most dangerous of all because it's the one that looks the most like love. But you need to see the first 6 to understand why the 7th one is so perfectly designed to hold you back. Let's get into it.
First, understand something important. When someone is threatened by you, they will never admit it. Not to you, not to anyone, barely even to themselves. Because admitting you're threatened by someone means admitting they have something you don't. It means admitting they're ahead of you in some way that matters. And most people would rather destroy the person threatening them than admit that truth. So they don't say it, they act it. They act it in small ways, subtle ways, ways that look completely normal on the surface, ways that you've been dismissing for years as personality quirks or bad days or just how that person is. But it's not how they are with everyone, it's how they are with you. And once you learn to see the difference, once you understand what threatened behavior actually looks like, you stop being confused. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop apologizing for making people uncomfortable just by existing at your level. You see it for what it is. And seeing it clearly is the only protection you need. Here are the 7 signs.
The first sign, and this one happens so fast you almost miss it. You share good news, a promotion, a deal closed, a goal reached, something that matters to you, something you worked for. And instead of a clean congratulations, something else comes out. Oh, that's great, but aren't those roles really stressful? Nice, how much does that actually pay though? Good for you, I heard that company has problems though. One sentence, sometimes less, just enough to take the air out of the moment. They're not attacking you, they're not being obviously negative, they're just adding something, a small qualifier, a subtle redirect, a tiny needle in the balloon of your win. And you walk away feeling less than you should, not sure why, just flat. That's not concern. That's not honesty. That's a threatened person doing the only thing they can do in that moment, making your win feel smaller so the gap between you and them feels smaller too. Machiavelli wrote that small men cannot stand in the shadow of greatness without trying to block the light. They don't attack the sun directly, they just put their hand up. Watch for the qualifier, watch for the redirect, watch for the question that follows your good news instead of the celebration. That's sign 1, the silent deflation.
The second sign, and this one is disguised as caring. It sounds like wisdom. It sounds like someone who wants to protect you. You share a goal, a plan, a direction you want to move in, and they respond with reasons it won't work. That's risky. Have you really thought this through? A lot of people try that and fail. Maybe wait until the timing is better. I'm just being realistic. They frame it as concern, as looking out for you, as the honest advice a real friend gives when everyone else is just telling you what you want to hear. But notice something. Their advice always points in one direction: down, stay, wait, don't. Never up, never forward. Never, here's how you make that work. A person who genuinely wants you to succeed gives you honest concern and a path forward. They say, this is risky, and here's how to reduce the risk. They say, the timing is tough, and here's what successful people did. A threatened person only gives you the wall, never the door, because the door would mean you actually go. And if you go, if you actually move forward, the gap between you and them grows. And they can't control a gap they can't see. So they hand you walls and call them wisdom. Machiavelli wrote that the advisor who only shows you danger without showing you the path is not protecting you. He is protecting himself from the inconvenience of your success. Watch whose advice always ends with you staying exactly where you are. That's sign 2, the caring trap.
The third sign, and this one is almost flattering until you understand what it actually means. You start something new, a project, a style, a habit, a business idea, something that's yours. And shortly after, they start the same thing. Not inspired by you, not building on what you did, the same thing. Sometimes without even mentioning they got the idea from watching you. And when you notice it, if you say anything, they act confused, like it's a coincidence, like they've always been interested in this, like you're being paranoid for noticing. But you're not paranoid. Imitation at this level isn't flattery, it's a power move. It's a threatened person deciding that if they can't stop you from doing the thing, they'll do the same thing, so that your version doesn't look special anymore. So that what makes you unique becomes something they share, so the gap closes without them having to grow. They don't copy what you do because they believe in it, they copy it because you do. Machiavelli understood that those who cannot create will always try to replicate, not to honor the creator, but to dilute them, to take something that stood alone and make it one of many. Watch who suddenly discovers an interest in exactly what you're doing right after you start doing it. That's sign 3, the shadow move.
The fourth sign, and this one is the cruelest because it uses your own history against you. You're moving forward, you're growing, you're in a different place than you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and they keep referencing the old version of you. Remember when you tried something like this before? You always do this, start strong, then disappear. I just don't want you to go through what happened last time, said with concern, said with history, said like they're the only one paying attention to the pattern, but what they're actually doing is anchoring you, pinning you to a version of yourself that no longer exists, making sure that every time you try to move forward, the weight of who you used to be is attached to your ankle. Because if you stay defined by your past failures, you stay manageable. You stay at a level they're comfortable with. You stay someone they can predict and keep up with. Your growth threatens that, so they keep pointing backward. A person who genuinely supports you, acknowledges where you've been and focuses on where you're going. A threatened person only acknowledges where you've been because that's the version of you they need you to believe in. Machiavelli wrote that the man who keeps another chained to his past fears the person that man might become in the future. Watch who keeps bringing up your old stories when you're trying to write new ones. That's sign 4, the anchor, the fifth sign. And you felt this one, you just never named it. When things go wrong for you, they appear, they call, they check in, they're present, they offer help and sympathy and time. But when things go right, they're busy. They forget to respond. The congratulations comes late if it comes at all. They find a reason to not be in the room when you're being celebrated. And you noticed. But you told yourself they were just busy. Life gets in the way. It doesn't mean anything. It means everything. Because the pattern tells you something their words never will. They are comfortable with your struggle. They are uncomfortable with your success. Your struggle keeps you at a level they understand. Your success moves you somewhere they can't follow. And the person who can't follow either pulls you back or disappears when you move forward. Watch the pattern over time, not one moment, the pattern. Who shows up consistently for your hard times and consistently vanishes during your good ones? Who is loudest when you need comfort and quietest when you deserve celebration? That gap between their presence in your pain and their absence in your joy is one of the clearest signs of a threatened person you will ever see. Machiavelli wrote that a true ally celebrates your victories as if they were his own. The man who cannot celebrate your victory is the man who sees your victory as his defeat. Watch who disappears when you win. That's sign 5, the selective presence.
The 6th sign, and this is where the threat becomes visible, if you know what to look for. It happens in groups, in meetings, at dinners, in conversations where other people are watching. A small joke at your expense, a comment that undercuts something you just said, a story from your past that reframes you as less capable than you are, a correction that didn't need to happen, a comparison that puts someone else above you. Done with a smile, done lightly, done in a way that if you react, you're the sensitive one. You're the one who can't take a joke. You're the one making things uncomfortable. But the target is never random. It's always you. It's always in front of people whose opinion matters, and it's always just enough to leave a mark without being obvious enough to call out. This is calculated. Not always consciously, but it is calculated. Because a threatened person understands something instinctively. Your reputation is your power. And if they can slowly shape how others see you, they can slow your rise without ever confronting you directly. Watch who make you the punchline. Watch who corrects you publicly, but never privately. Watch who tells stories about you that always somehow end with you looking slightly less than you are. Machiavelli wrote that the man who cannot defeat you directly will always go for your reputation, because a damaged reputation is a wound that bleeds long after the moment has passed. Watch who chips at your image when they think it looks like humor. That's sign 6, the public needle. The 7th sign, the most dangerous one, the one that looks the most like love. They are incredibly helpful, but only when you're struggling. They give their time, their advice, their energy, generously, warmly, completely, as long as you're in a position where you need what they're offering. But the moment you stop needing them, the moment you figure something out on your own, the moment you find another source of support, the moment you grow past the problem they were helping you with, something shifts. They become distant, or suddenly critical, or they find a new problem in your life to focus on, a new area where you're not quite there yet, a new version of struggle they can position themselves around. Because their helpfulness was never really about you. It was about the dynamic where you are below and they are above, where you are the student and they are the teacher, where you need and they provide. That dynamic makes them feel safe. It makes them feel valuable. It makes the gap between you feel manageable. Your independence threatens all of that. So they don't celebrate when you figure things out. They find the next thing you haven't figured out yet. They keep you in a permanent state of almost there, not failing enough to leave, not succeeding enough to not need them. This is the most sophisticated form of being threatened because it masquerades as care. It looks like devotion. It feels like someone who just really wants to help. But real support builds you toward independence. Real support celebrates when you no longer need it. Real support measures its success by how little you eventually require it. A threatened person measures their success by how much you still do.
Machiavelli wrote that the advisor who makes himself indispensable has made your weakness his greatest asset. He does not help you grow. He helps you just enough to keep needing him. Watch who celebrates your independence and who gets uncomfortable when you find your own footing. That's sign 7, the golden cage.
7 signs. Let me put them together. They minimize your wins. They give advice that keeps you small. They copy what you do. They bring up your past failures. They disappear when you succeed. They undermine you in front of others. And they need you to need them. These aren't personality flaws. These aren't bad days. This is a pattern, and patterns don't lie. Here's what I need you to understand right now. If people are threatened by you, it means something real about who you are. It means you have something they see clearly even when you don't, something that makes them uncomfortable just by existing near it. The question is not what to do about them. The question is, what do you do with what you have? Because the people threatening you quietly, they already voted. They already decided you're dangerous. They already decided you're someone worth being threatened by. The only person who hasn't fully decided yet is you. Machiavelli wrote that the most powerful person in any room is not the one everyone is watching. It's the one everyone is quietly adjusting themselves around. Look at who adjusts around you. That's your answer.
Look at your life right now with these 7 signs in mind. Who deflates your wins with one small sentence? Whose advice always ends with you staying exactly where you are? Who suddenly started doing what you do right after you started? Who keeps referencing the version of you that no longer exists? Who shows up for your struggle and vanishes for your success? Who makes you the quiet punchline in front of people who matter? And who needs you to need them, but gets distant the moment you don't? Answer those honestly, because the answers will show you exactly who in your life sees your potential more clearly than you do and is quietly terrified of it. If something shifted, if you just put a face to one of these 7 signs, write in the comments, "I see who's threatened." Let me see how many people are finally ready to stop being confused by the people who claim to support them. Because the most dangerous thing you can do to a threatened person is keep growing anyway. Don't forget to watch the next video. It's important, much more than you imagine. See you there.